Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609, and I am definitely on the road again. But while I'm out here on the highway, I always have plenty of time to think, and that's good. In some cases, it is anyway. But what I was thinking about today was I was thinking about my lifestyle, my RVing way of life, and the dilemma is, for me, is whether I really need to have that home base RV site in Llano, Texas. It's $3,900 a year, everything paid, all bills, everything. The least expensive RV park you can find in that area for sure, and it's always full. So I hate to leave it, because coming back sometimes you'd have to wait 3, 4, 5 months to get a spot. So, but having said that, another thing, I have an accounting background. I was a CPA for about 20 years, and I always kind of, I don't know why, it just a carryover from my old profession. I try to cost justify everything. In other words, like, well, is it worth $3,900 to stay in the RV park or whatever? But lately I've been thinking that you cannot, or at least I can't, you cannot cost justify quality of life. By that I mean this: if my quality of life is enhanced or more enjoyable by having that home base, then do it. And forget the cost analysis. Just add that into your lifestyle and let it be, and quit hammering on the pennies. And I think I will do that. I mean, it just appears that I can afford it, and then travel occasionally like I'm doing now, or for 2 or 3 months, 4 months in the summer. And but I just keep going back over it in my mind. So one of the, I guess the point of this video is to say that for those of you that are like me, penny pinchers type people, don't try to cost justify the quality of your life. I mean, if you can afford to do certain things that will make, in your opinion, your quality of life more enjoyable, then do it, and don't look back. And don't worry about what the Joneses say, or your kids say, or your relatives say, or your neighbors say. Do it your way. Life is yours. You got to live your life your way the best you can, because if you don't, you'll look back and say, boy, I sure wished I'd have done this or that. And you don't want to be that looking back wisher. You want to be that looking forward dreamer. That person that said, I could do this, and I would enjoy that. That would make my life better, in my opinion. And that's all that counts. And quality of life covers everything. That covers everything. That encompasses your health, your living conditions, everything. And it's just like a little planet, and it's yours, and you can tweak it here and there to make it better. And I've mentioned this 100 times, that a good exercise to go through daily, weekly, or whenever you choose to, I try to do it daily, is to ask myself, is there anything that I could do to make my life more enjoyable? And sometimes I come up with something, I got this motorhome. Did it help? I enjoy the hell out of it. I mean, I really do. It's better for me now at this stage of my life than any travel trailer or fifth wheel. Why? Because, I can just drive down the highway, go to buy groceries, and don't even have to get out. I have to get out and go get groceries, but I can pull over to a roadside park, or pull over somewhere and use the restroom, wash my hands, fix something to eat, and never get out of the motorhome. Is that worth something? It is to me now. It wasn't years ago. So all of those things are kind of quality of life issues. And then as far as using a quote toad, I'm going to give myself See, that's another thing. See, I was trying to cost justify it. Well, to get the hookup on car was $2,600. You know, that's the base plate and the hitch and the labor and everything, $2,600. And I'm thinking, well, hell, you know, I could just go without that, you know, and I could cut a few corners here. See, there I go again, the old bean counter, you know what I mean? And so I'm going to cut all that crap out. It's too late in my life. I'm 75 years old. It's too late to be worrying about the pennies now. It's time to use those acorns that you planted, use them up, and use them to help enjoy the quality of life that you have for as long as you can. And that's where I'm headed. I mean, that's what I've decided to do. I've been in this mode for a few years, but I've never really put my finger on it until here recently, and today particularly as I'm driving down the highway. You know, I'm headed back to Llano to quote my semi-home base, and it's a good feeling. I have to tell you, it's a damn good feeling. You know, it's like going home. You know, and I've got my Spark, a little car there, the Chevy Spark, Sparky, and yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to getting back and taking a drive in old Sparky and chilling out. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's like being at home. You know, even though it's cold up there now, and it'd be that way for a few days. Big deal. We're in Texas. It'll warm up. Don't worry. Everything's going to work out. But yeah, you know, so having a place, an anchor, I guess you'd call it, you know, I mean, whatever, a home base, you know, a place you can say that's home. And then I've got my P.O. box in Kingsland. It's kind of a treat now to drive over there in old Sparky and check the mail, and I can do that 3 or 4 times a week because I get 45 miles a gallon. And so all of those things kind of add into the whole picture of life for me and you too. All of those little things are what we are, you know. And so, you know, with that in mind, you know, I'm not going to say that a home base is necessary for everybody. And I didn't have a home base for years. I didn't. I lived in RV parks and wherever I camped. You know what I mean? I did that for years in the beginning. And then I got a home base, and I had it for about 14 years. And then I had one in Capitan, but I sold them both. Enough said about that. But you don't have to own your home base. You know, you can use an RV park as a home base. Now, you have to be sure that RV park is going to allow you the freedom to come and go as you please. And you know, and some RV parks will receive mail, some won't. Ours doesn't. But I do have a P.O. box anyway. They will receive packages, which is nice. And so that helps a great deal because sometimes you can't order anything without having a, quote, physical address. Some companies don't deliver to P.O. boxes. But yeah, we're coming into Cuero, Texas now. I'm on my way back to Llano from Rockport, Texas after the storm has passed. And I checked with my son who lives in the New Braunfels, Texas area. Just talked to him a little while ago. The roads are fine. Everything's good all the way to Llano, so no problem there. Talked to the lady Faye at Llano RV Park. You know, they've got a little water, a little trickle, and but they do have power. Still have a little ice around, but I'm headed back to, quote, home for me, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it's a good feeling. You know, it is. It's a good feeling. I'm kind of excited, you know, and yeah, and having a motorhome too. Something else I'll tell you that's all part of my quality of life theme is I went by the Victoria City Park and it was full, and immediately I went to my third option, which was Lake Somerville, and you know that ain't gonna work. And so then I thought, well, I'll just go on in Llano, and that's when I did my checking to be sure it was going to work out. But while I was there doing all that stuff, I put a couple of kolaches in the oven that Dennis had brought by, and to warm them up. And yeah, I warmed those up, and I left them in the oven, you know, so they'll stay warm. And when I get ready for a little snack here in a little bit, about noonish, then I can just pull those 2 kolaches out and have me a little snack. I mean, it ain't exactly health food, but it ain't gonna kill you. And yeah, gasoline here in Cuero, Texas for regular unleaded is $2.12, which is not bad. But again, guys, quality of life encompasses a lot, and don't try to cost justify it, particularly at age 75. Okay, You know, at that age, you need to lean back and enjoy the ride. That's when you need to climb in that old inner tube of life and get the best inner tube they got. You know what I mean? The one that you really like. Like this Class C was a big step up for me in a lot of ways. And as far as the expense of driving it, yeah, it gets 10 miles a gallon, big deal. But forget that. Forget that. I can afford it. I can afford it. Actually, I can live and do everything I do on my Social Security every month. Well, I need about $300 or $400 from YouTube and Amazon. But yeah, with that, I'm able to do everything comfortably and fine. You know, so I'm going to do that from now forward and stop all this crap I do about penny pinching. Well, you know, that costs this much divided by 12 equals this. Crap on that shit. Get it and let's go. How much is gas? How many miles a gallon you get? I don't know. I got enough money to put gas in, so let's go. You know? No, we're going to do that. But anyway, we're in downtown, or we're not downtown, but close to downtown Cuero, Texas. We're going to take a right on 183 and go towards Gonzales, Texas. And once I get turned here, well, we'll go through Cuero and then I'll end the video. Cuero, Texas, population probably 6,000 or so. This is Friday morning. But yeah, guys, I'm telling you, you know, as you get older, you kind of have to let go of those old habits. And for me, it has been difficult because I promise you, it was drilled in my mind when I was a chief financial officer and a secretary treasurer and all of that stuff many years ago that everything had to be cost justified. You know, and I knew every type of cost there was. You know, there's sunk cost and marginal cost and all kinds of stuff. And so I got good at it. I was actually very good at keeping things cut, you know, down to the bone. You know, and made a lot of money doing that. But no more, baby. Old cost accountant Rusty is history. No more. Nope. Let go of the stone, boy. Let go of the stone. Cuero, Texas is a nice little community here. If somebody wanted to move to Texas and be reasonably close to the Gulf Coast, this wouldn't be too bad a choice. Quality of life, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at yours and see what you can do to improve it. Now, for those of you that are 30, 40, 50 years old, that are still in the workforce, you've got limited choices because, you know, you still have to make a living and You know, you can modify that some way, and I know some younger couples have, you know, decided to make a living on the road, and if they can do that, that's great. Whatever floats your boat, you know. I mean, if I'd had this opportunity when I was 40 years old to do YouTube and make a living, would I have done it? Hell yeah, in a heartbeat. But quality of life, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry about cost justifying it. You know, once you get a little older, just worry about enjoying it while you can. But anyway, guys, from leaving Cuero, Texas, this is Rusty78609 saying thumbs up. Carpe diem, adios. Carpe diem means seize the day. Adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Doesn't cost you a penny, that's why. And drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, take deep breaths, stand guard at the door of your mind, and enjoy your life, man, best you can. And don't try to cost justify every single thing you do. You know, I mean, of course, you got to live within your budget or your finances or whatever. But anyway, adios, amigos. Bye-bye.